Kumusta ang lahat? Ngayon ang pag-uusapan natin ay tungkol sa Gilligan's Theory of Moral Development. So ngayon, kikilalanin natin kung sino nga ba si Carol Gilligan. So Carol Gilligan was born on November 28, 1936 in New York City. Graduated summa cum laude from Swarthmore College in 1958. Earned her doctorate in social psychology from Harvard University in 1964. She began teaching at Harvard in 1967 with renowned psychologist Erik Erikson. In 1970, she became assistant for Lawrence Kohlberg. Kohlberg was known for his research on moral development and his stage theory of moral development, justice, and rights. Gilligan's primary focus came to be moral development in girls. Her interest in these dilemmas grew as she interviewed young men thinking about enlisting for the Vietnam War and women who were contemplating abortions. So let's have now the theory background. While teaching at Harvard in 1968, Gilligan worked with Erikson and Lawrence Kohlberg, two of the leading theorists in mainstream of psychology. She criticized both Erikson's theory of identity due to it reflecting his own life, and Kohlberg's ideas about moral dilemmas, which mirrored his own experiences and were ultimately biased against women. She found that Kohlberg's investigations concluded that women scored lower and less developed that of men. Her research found that neither theory represented women's identity and experience. Gilligan noticed that approximately 15 of 25 women signed up for Kohlberg's class on moral development dropped. Only about 5 out of 55 men that enrolled were left. Gilligan found that women in the class posed difficulty questions of human suffering that could not be adequately addressed by moral theorists. Her first paper about moral development and a different voice women's conception of self and morality included interview notes from the women who left the class about their moral perspective. Her research reflected that women's development was set within the context of caring and relationship, rather than in compliance with an abstract set of rules. She asked four questions about women's voices. Yung unang tinanong is, who is speaking? Pangalawa, what body? Pangatlo, what story? And yung pang-apat, what cultural framework is the story presented? So Gilligan found that a morality of care served in place of the morality of justice and rights, earlier theorized by Kohlberg. She views morality of care and morality of justice as distinct yet also connected. Women must learn to deal to their own interests to the interest of others. She thinks that women hesitate to judge because they see the complexities of relationships. So, eto na yung Gilligan stages of the ethic of care. Una yung stage, ito naman yung goal. So, the first stage is pre-conventional. Yung goal is an individual survival. So, transition is from selfishness to responsibility to others. The second stage is conventional. Yung goal dito is yung self-sacrifice is goodness. Transition is from goodness to truth that she is a person too. And yung pinaka-last is yung post-conventional. The goal is principle of non-violence to not hurt others or self. So here is another stages of the ethic of care. Levels and characteristics. Yung may asterisk, siya yung characteristics. For level 1 is orientation to the individual survival. Yung characteristic niya is individual survival. First transition, selfishness to responsibility. Characteristic, connection and responsibility to others. For level 2, goodness as self-sacrifice. Reliance on others or social acceptance. Yung second transition is goodness to truth, questioning comparative value of self versus others. And for level 3, morality of nonviolence, heightened understanding of choice between own needs and care for others. Do not harm others or self. So let's come now to Gilligan's theory and the society. Gilligan's ideas are against the struggle of women against our society's idea of their gender-determined role. According to Gilligan, women can gain personal independence after they forget about the idea that their proper role is to overcome the interests of their husband, children, and other people they care about. So Gilligan says that our society, women really like to help others. However, they should care just as much themselves as us do about others. So, in connection naman to education, Gilligan's theory and education, Carol Gilligan's theory helps both men and women in seeing each other in a different perspective. In terms of education, everyone should not put the needs of others in front of their own, especially in the case of education. So, Gilligan's theory and the workplace. A person could undergo this process of the ethic of care when entering a new job. The conventional stage is shown when the job is just acquired and a good impression is trying to be made. This is followed by the conventional stage, which can be seen after developing relationships with colleagues. This might be followed by the post conventional stage when care oneself and another colleague might be equal. So let me end this lecture by saying this. It is not enough for a kid to tell right from wrong. They must be develop a commitment, acting on their ideals, enlightening parenting can help them, according to William Damon. So thank you and God bless. If you like this video, you can share it and you can like. Thank you.